Hola a todos, en esta oportunidad visita el estudio de Mercado Negro Xenia Andrep, Country Manager en inDrive Perú, para una entrevista exclusiva en inglés. Hi Xenia, nice to meet you. How long have you been working in Lima?
Thank you for inviting me, first of all. It's a pleasure to be here. I've been living in Lima for the last 3 years, but I started working in inDrive around September of 2024.
Right. So, at first, inDrive started its operations in Siberia in 2013, right?
Exactly.
But then moved its operations to Chipre. Why did the company do that?
The story of inDrive is quite interesting because it was born in the coldest city on earth. Yeah, it's a very cold part of Siberia. Drivers put the prices way too high. And there was no alternative. The team that started inDrive, they saw this opportunity, they saw this injustice, and they were like, okay, we need to do something about this, and created the service of inDrive. And since that moment, it expanded to many countries. So right now we're operating more than 48 countries across the total world, pretty much every country in Latin America. And in Peru, we started in 2018. The reason why this switch was made is because we have always been, a global company. It's easy to access. It's, optimized as well. There is some political situation that have happened around, similar time, and that was one of the bigger reasons why, we moved away from Siberia and from this part of the world.
So, how much did inDrive grow in the last year?
So we're growing at a very good rate, accelerated to almost 32%. It's been great. We have launched many products. We have done a lot of alternatives that are for the drivers, for the couriers, for the passengers, for all types of users. And we see some of the results right now. We're very proud of that. And I think we will continue to accelerate in growth. As well, we have other services like delivery, for example. It's amazingly huge. It's more than 50,000 couriers work on monthly basis. And as well, apart from that, we have Intercity, which is a service from transport from city to city. Financial services, which is préstamos para los conductores. As well, we have the cargo service, which is freight as well, flete called in Espanol. It's essentially the same thing as delivery, but for the bigger parcel.
Let's talk about the business model. There's a prejudice that if a service is cheaper, it must be because it is less safe. How are the security protocols in inDrive?
That's a great question. I think it doesn't need to be like that. There is definitely this prejudice, but I don't think it's the case with us. I think it's important to decompose it a bit. Safety overall, it's important to address this issue in Peru. It's a problem overall in the country. And we see it, and it's our duty as a leader of the market to really work on that, from everything that we can control to continue improving. We see that as a big topic for us. We have separate people that are working on that in terms of product, in terms of business decisions, in terms of everything. Now, that's like our approach towards this. Now, what else are we doing, particularly us here at inDrive Peru? First of all, our model is by default, it provides a bit more safety. And I will explain why. So we have passenger, and the difference between us and every other ride-hailing, that whenever he or she puts that he wants to go from here to Jockey Plaza, for example, and he says, I want to go for 10 soles, right? And then after that, we see a lot of fleets, and then the passenger can select. Passenger can say, I want to go with this driver or with this, based on his rating, based on his amount of rides, and the person actually has a choice from the passenger itself. From the driver, it's the same. The driver, before he accepts a ride, he can see whether the passenger has a good rating or a bad rating, whether he has a lot of checks before done. But what are we doing ourselves to actually continue improving on the safety part? I think first is just being transparent. So in February of this year, 2025, we have done the safety report. So where we invited media, autoridades to show them what we have done, what features were rolled out, what statistics we have in terms of safety, incidents, etc. Right now, the passengers and the drivers, they have the selfie verification that comes to them and they need to pass it. Now as well, there's more and more features that are coming, more and more features that are rolled out.
Last year, inDrive launched the Doña Justa campaign.
Yeah.
So what is the balance of that campaign? How many women drivers sign up?
Dona Justa is a spectacular campaign to us for several reasons. First, it's one of the first campaigns that we did in extremely local way. Dona Justa is an actual woman driver who has been with us for 4 years. She had pretty good performance, like she did a lot of trips throughout the week. We were able to show the real example, the local example of a Peruvian woman that is working in our service. It's one of the first times we have ever done it. I don't think that has been done too many times in this market in particular. So that's first thing why I think Dona Justa is just amazing campaign. Second, it addresses a very important, not I would say an issue, but it addresses an important situation that is right now in Peru. So there is not too many women drivers across Peru. Definitely we can improve on the women inequality and the women that continue actually pushing for women empowerment. We show those examples. We show that women can be anything in the world. Now, in terms of the metrics and how many drivers we have of women, not so many. And we have more than 200K, so 200,000 drivers active in Peru. However, the percentage of women is very small. It's less than 1%. However, we push to improve on this metric, and we have a special campaign for that called Juntos Llegamos Más Lejos. Just to give a brief overview, it's us at inDrive sponsoring women from underprivileged backgrounds to actually go to school, driving school, receive the driver license, and then they will be able to, and then supporting them to become inDrive drivers, but also helping them finance their car.
inDrive had an alliance with Ladies Cars. I believe it was the beginning of the year. How was the impact in the population?
Ladies Car is obviously a great partner of ours. They are working with us on this program with the Juntos Llegamos Más Lejos. And up until now, we have done together like 400 women graduated from our program of receiving a driver license. Now, until the March 2026, we plan to have more than 1,200 women who will be able to graduate from our program.
You're giving those women a profession, a possible profession if they want to work as taxi drivers or maybe even in inDrive app.
It's very important to connect this whole kind of program to what is inDrive aiming. So like I mentioned in the very beginning, we're really proud about our mission of challenging injustice. Juntos Llegamos Más Lejos program is for the women to understand that, everything they can do whatever they want, and they can earn money, do it however they want. So it's as well a big part towards financial independence of women here.
So, talking about money, what can you say about inDrive Money? What is the impact that you're following with that initiative, and at the same time, in which parts of Peru it is applying?
Just to give a timeline, it launched around February, March, something like that. And since then, we have seen a tremendous growth of this service. inDrive Money, which is for us, préstamos, loans for the drivers. Those are normally small loans. Those are $900 drivers. Usually, they are not a part of the financial system in Peru. It's very hard for them to receive a credit card or a credit or loan or anything like that. So, in our case, active drivers who actually, do rides, you actively participate in our system and our platform, they're able to ask for this loan, but they're able to pay it in a very seamless way because our commission is, for example, X, and they pay 3, 4, 5% more from every order. We're adding this value through our platform, and I see tremendous value in this, and we have received great feedback about this program from drivers. It's open to all Peruvian drivers right now, and it's growing pretty well. And I think we will continue improving, listening to the feedback that the drivers have, and continue amplifying it for more and more amount of drivers.
inDrive has a huge impact in women drivers. So I wanted to ask you, what is the profile of the woman driver in inDrive?
This person is brave, has a high work ethic, works a lot.
Wants to progress.
Yeah, definitely wants to move forward, Doesn't look too many at the stereotypes and something like that. Wants to move forward, earn some, money for themselves, support the family.
Basically, in what other parts of the country than Lima does inDrive have operations?
We're present in 21 cities across Peru. That's by far more than any our competitor. So we're very big in Lima. We're very big in Arequipa and Trujillo. But as well, cities like Piura, Chiclayo, Ica, Tacna, Cajamarca, we're also growing very fast there. But as well, some of the maybe cities in which there is normally less attention, like cities in La Selva, Tarapoto, Iquitos.
They use mototaxi.
Exactly. And I wanted to mention to you that one of the big projects that we have here this year, as well, we added new tariffs, which is new categories in our application, which is comfort, 6-seater, and mototaxi, like you mentioned. Some cities in Peru, like Iquitos, for example, I've been to Iquitos. It's an amazing city. It's very unique, and it has so many. It's the main transport over there. People go on mototaxi everywhere, and it's not only there. It's around many cities of Peru, including some parts of Lima, including some parts of other big cities. Yes. So we see a lot of value to digitalize this experience, to provide an opportunity for passengers to, ask for the mototaxi, but as well for those mototaxi, drivers to receive more and more orders. It's growing very good in cities like Ica, in cities like Cajamarca, and in some other several ones. We have been launching it across La Selva, Tarapoto, Iquitos as well. So it's It's growing in many cities. So I think that by the end of the year, it will be in most of our locations.
I went to the inDrive Talk event, and I heard that inDrive is following a path in order to become a Superapp. What are the missing pieces?
Perfect. Yes, I am sure that we are on the path of becoming the first Superapp here, or one of the Superapps here in Peru. We have leadership position in right here. We have leadership position in delivery and leadership position in freight, which is delivery for bigger parcels. And we talked about having inDrive Money, which is financial services, and we have intercity service, which is from city to city. What is missing? To tell it without too many details, there is definitely more use cases of delivery that we can do because we have a very big active base of couriers. Second, one of the things that we will do is adjust and change the way our product looks, our screen looks, our app looks for the passengers, because it's much more fluent and
digitally friendly.
Yeah, exactly, user friendly it is. So, and then another thing that we're looking at is partnerships. But since we started around 1 year ago to really, focus in Peru and actually make this service the best for the Peruvian audience, we started to focus on partnerships and different kinds of alliances with the local leaders as well. Who's the local leader for us? For example, in our driver segment, we have launched a loyalty program in which we have benefits from market leading companies like Entel, which is a telecom company, one of the biggest ones here, Interseguro, and in many others, ISA Motors. We have done a lot of work to actually partner with the best and market leading companies here in Peru. But as well, from the passenger side, we have launched a partnership with Yate, which is as well quite big, probably the biggest fintech here in Peru. And it started in, I would say, end of June, but we have done it in several ways, and the next waves are going to be bigger and bigger, and that will affect more and more of our users. So all of this is our plan, our road to become a Superapp. I think we can accomplish that already by the end of this year.
Xenia, thanks for your time and thanks for the interview. Hopefully we can talk again whenever inDrive wants another initiative.
Perfect. Thank you so much as well for this space to talk a bit about us. I also think that the next talk that we will have will be fully in Spanish, so that we can continue improving here as well. to finish off from my side, I would like to give you a small present, which is a book from our founder. It's about their culture, the DNA of the company, how it was born, some of the stuff that it went through. So tremendous book, really recommend you. And read it.
Thank you.
From our side.
Thank you, Xenia.
Perfect.
Bueno, amigos de Mercado Negro, esta ha sido una entrevista exclusiva en inglés a Xenia Andrep. Conmigo será hasta una próxima oportunidad.